Hey, what's going on, guys? You know who it is, the Mark A. Davis. So in today's video, I'll be talking about how I started my entrepreneurial journey, right? So I went for a job interview. This was for Eversource, right? Just finished college, went for an interview, and I think it went well. So long story short, I was awaiting a call back, and they called me back and told me, "Hey, you didn't get the job." So I was like, whatever. My first job that I went for an interview for, and I got turned down. So I was like, all right, cool. Well, that's how it is, whatever. And the interviewer told me that, hey, the main reason why I didn't get this job, or the only reason why I didn't get this job, was because of your lack of experience. So I'm like, okay, how am I gonna get any experience if I'm coming from internship and now I'm coming to apply for a job? And he said the person that they chose over me had 10 years experience in the field. Like, where am I going to get 10 years? Whatever, man. So cool. That deterred me from applying for any more jobs. I was like, listen, I'm going to take control of my life, my dreams. Nobody is going to be able to tell me if I'm accepted or not. So I'm going to create the future that I want. Cool. So started in real estate and started doing rentals. That's when I met Alex. And yeah, I made $500 my first deal, guys. $500 US. To me, that was everything. Felt like coming from Jamaica to here, I was on to something big. But now I felt like, all right, if I can make $500, then I definitely can make $1,000 or $5,000 or $50,000, right? So I was trying to think big. And then I bought this book. It's called Secrets of the Millionaire Mind. That's the very first book I read from cover to cover. And that book changed my thought process, changed my whole mindset about money. Everything just started to come together. So everything I learned in college, I just deciphered what I wanted and what was necessary. So like, okay, the only thing I really took from college was my friends. Everything else was like waste of space in my mind, right? But anyway, fast forward, started off doing rentals, then I started off doing sales, and in sales, I made like decent money. So I was like, wow, this is amazing. If I can make $10,000 or $50,000, then I can make $100,000. Went on to doing that and started diversifying. So bought my first rental property. I did some sweat equity, renovated all the floors, and increased the cash flow. So now once you increase the cash flow, then that automatically increases the value for the home. So boom, rented it out to like quality tenants, started getting this cash flow. That's amazing. So making about $5,000 per month for one property. Dope, guys. So that residual income is there every month whether you decide on working or not. So moving on from that one property, I got my first flip. Wow, that flip was a phenomenal purchase. They say in real estate you make the money on the purchase, not really on the sale, right? So bought that property for around $290,000, and the ARV for that property was $735,000. So you see that spread right there? Amazing. And it was me and two other partners. So that flip that we did was a phenomenal flip in terms of quality. We got featured in the Boston Globe, and then once the sale came about, the contractor gave us one price, and then everything exceeded that value that he gave us. So long story short, that flip worked out great in terms of the quality, but financially, it was like downhill. So that was my first learning process in terms of flips. So moving right along, purchased my second investment property. I know that's cash flowing again. So I have the first property where you have the 5,000 plus. Did the flip. That was a learning experience. Then we moved on to the second investment property. And I was like, all right, cool. Being an entrepreneur is nice. You have the freedom, you have the money, but you always see that you have potential to do more. So started off into trucking, right? So the reason I got into trucking was because I had a client that told me about his journey in trucking. He started off with box trucks, and he was telling me everything about what he's making. And once I hear the numbers, I'm like, yo, what? All right, cool. I need to make that as well. So moving along, I did some research. I'm like, okay, cool. If you're making this with the box trucks, imagine what the tractor trailers make. So there we go with the mark as usual, diving in head first. Boom, bought my first truck, and I started learning the industry. First truck, first trailer, have everything ready to go. My neighbor is the one that basically came there with me, and then he was like, okay, you get this type of truck, I have a driver for you, and I have a job lined up. Got everything that he told me to get, and then guess what, guys? Didn't have no driver, didn't have the job. Well, couldn't get the job actually. So I was like, okay, if I'm going to use my truck to lease onto somebody else and have them control what I make, if I'm going in the industry, why not just be my own boss and create my own company? Hence why I have Legacy International Trucking, which is the company I created. So Legacy International Trucking now is up and running. Got my first driver. Boom, the pandemic hits and the driver got sick. I'm like, wow, this is like bad luck or something. All right, so truck is there, insurance payments, everything coming up, out of pocket. And truck insurance, I don't know, for you guys who know about trucks, it's very expensive. Truck insurance can put you out of business. So I was like, all right, I'm gonna tough this one out, get the insurance paid, and search for another driver. Found another driver, guys. I'm good. Driver came in saying that okay, over the road position, meaning that the guy have to go out and deliver the freight to different states and come back like within a few days or so on and so forth. So this particular driver said that his spouse didn't want him to be on the road for too long. So instead of doing 2 weeks, I said, okay, I'll adjust it to 1 week because I'm like desperate right now. I don't want to pay no more insurance out of my pocket. He agreed, and then he's like, okay, I'm ready to start. So he started. Then I'm like, all right, cool, we're in business. The guy delivers 2 loads, guys, 2 loads. I'm like, wow. Even though the industry is low, I'm making like some money from these loads. 2 loads, and then the driver's like, nah, man, I can't do this. My wife said I'm not supposed to go on the road. I'm like, yo, really? She said, yep. Better we stay home, collect the unemployment. I'll be good. I'm like, damn. So now that's the current situation with the trucking. Found another driver and an amazing partner. Her name is Lauren Ariola. Lauren, big up. And Jen. So that's my dispatcher, guys, and she's phenomenal. She came down, picked up the truck. Shout out to all the females, actually. Shout out to every woman, right? Phenomenal, I tell you. So they picked up the truck, took the truck to the rest stop. Have no way to park the truck outside because the driver left the truck there. I can't drive the truck. I have no CDL. And these females, they're like kicking butt. So now Jen is gonna drive the truck right now for me. Hopefully I get her full time. You know what I mean? She's gonna see this video and she knows that I want her to drive the truck full time. And yeah, that's where we're at right now. We have some freights booked for this week and it's looking amazing. Even though freights are low, this week is looking like an amazing week for me based on me starting out and just having 2 loads delivered. This week seemed like it's going to be very profitable. And that's where I'm at in my current journey right now. Oh, before I go, didn't tell you guys that I got a line of credit on my first property. So instead of me I also refinance. Oh man, so many things to tell you guys, but I'll tell you guys in another episode. Right now, that's how I got started in the trucking industry. That's a little bit of my story, and I hope I can share everything else with you guys along the way. All right, peace.